Celebrate 8 this coming Tuesday. There is an early download for purchase window that's open now. If you go to your local downloader, you can check it on iTunes and probably buy it right this second now. But don't because you're in here. Unless you have an iPad, you're getting really good reception. No, yeah, neither am I. And we are giving away at the DC booth these fancy Lieutenant Jim Gordon replica limited edition. Thank you for that. Get to the DC booth, ask for Fletcher. I kind of want to talk about the shorts that are on here first. Catwoman, as a matter of fact. Written by Paul Ely, directed by Lauren Montgomery. I'm almost thinking you might want to see it before we talk about it. I don't feel qualified to introduce this. Maybe we should bring somebody else in to do it for me. The voice of Catwoman herself, Eliza Dushku.
Excited for this Catwoman short? Yeah! Thank you for being here. And without further ado, here she goes.
The amount of research that went into that first part of the segment was incredible.
It was so dirty.
I have no idea what you just said. So we've got, what can we say about Catwoman? I mean, this was kind of born of necessity.
It's, 10 minutes of sex and violence that didn't need to do with Batman.
The script on this, the dialogue script was about 8.5 long.
Yeah.
It was really, really short, and it was about 10 pages of ADR of just a The initial recording session took about 15 minutes.
And we've got John DiMaggio as Replicant. Replicant never existed before
No,
this, did it?
something that came out of the twisted brain of Paul Ely.
So, Catwoman, included on the DVD via Blu-ray.
And it sounds a whole lot better on Blu-ray DVD than it sounds in there. I mean, how much you guys, so I'm deaf.
They're sitting in front of speakers up here. Yeah. So if we don't hear your question, you'll know why. Let's chat a little bit about Batman Year One, because that is the central piece of this. What was you stayed really religious to the story, didn't you?
Yes, well, Batman Year One is just about my favorite comic book of all time, or one of them. I know when it first came out, back in the 80s, it totally blew me away. I'd never seen a Batman comic like that before. It was like the first time anybody had ever grafted that much of just that level of reality to a superhero character before, and it was just, like I said, mind-blowing. So when we came to do the animated version of it, I just wanted to stay as faithful to it as possible, both in terms of just staying really true to the story and the dialogue and the characters, but even the whole mood of it it's not really like a superhero movie. It's almost more like a cop movie, because it's really more about Jim Gordon than it is really about Bruce Wayne and Batman. So every step of the way, the performances we got, we wanted to make sure they were very, very naturalistic and very cinematic and not cartoony at all. And the animation and all the action scenes, they all had to be grounded in reality. So Batman's not, he's not somersaulting in the air, 20 feet in the air like a ninja or anything like that. It's all very, very, very reality based. And then even the score, when we sat down and talked with Chris Drake about doing the score, I said, I don't want it to sound like a Batman movie. I said, I don't want it to sound like Danny Elfman or Shirley Walker or Hans Zimmer. It needs to sounds like really different. So, so that's kind of what we did.
And the cast is pretty close to unbelievable. Again, three-time Emmy Award-winning actor Bryan Cranston.
What a joy to work with him. Just, he really is one of those actors who, aside from being able to do comedy and drama and anything he wants to, he's got voiceover experience. So really my job was to get that out of his way and let him do what he does. And it was remarkable. Really, work with him again in a second. And then there's Ben McKenzie. He's pretty dreamy too. Ben had not ever done voiceover before for animation, and that was one of the situations where we talked about Ben, and I had known his work from Southland, and I thought, no, let me see. I don't think he's done this before, but I had worked with one of his castmates, Regina King, on the Boondocks series. And I just called up Regina and said, is Ben a good guy? Is he going to be a pleasure to be with? And she's like, oh, he's a dream. You're going to love working with him. He was absolutely a pleasure. He was so agreeable to our direction, what we had to give him. He had ideas of his own. He's got that wonderful, youthful sound, and yet there's a darkness that he's able to bring to it, which is key in anybody who plays Batman. They've got to have that level of dark history that can come through. And I love his work. I hope you guys like him as much as I did.
And then we got Eliza, who couldn't wait to do a double dip here, right?
Well, just great. Eliza, we had tried to get for a long time on budget projects, and we could never line up her schedule and our schedule. And so when this project came up and we needed a Catwoman and Eliza was available, it's like, well, kind of a no-brainer. We just brought her in.
Pretty obvious.
And you know what she was also remarkable at, and especially it shows in this short, is well, yeah, that too. And she did all her own dancing, by the way. She's awesome at ADR. ADR is what we do when we work to picture, we do the oofs and the ughs and this. We normally prep the cues like 1 or 2 sounds at a time, okay? So you're gonna, throw a punch, and then you need to go, hoo! But she would watch the cue and then do 7 different sounds that followed and get it all in the first take, just nail it on the first viewing. She wouldn't even have seen it yet, so she would cover the kick and the punch and the flip and the whip and the this.
And all the sounds all sounded different.
And they all were different and they all were excellent. She was great at it.
And not hard to look at.
Not hard to look at.
Eliza Dushku and Katie Sackhoff coming in back-to-back sessions.
Yeah, no.
Ruined us.
Yeah.
Oh no, the blue guy is back. You don't get up in questions, mister.
Stalking us.
Yeah,
for
the
saying
YouTube
it.
superstar. Stay away. So, Batman Year One. You already know when, you know where. Same day and date as Batman Arkham City. Some of us have gotten to play it, and it's way cool. But this is more fun to just sit and watch. For me, because I don't play the other game well. We also are going to show you a little something of our next film, being Batman Year One comes out this Tuesday. We have another film coming right on the heels of that that'll be out next February or March. A little film called Justice League Doom. Now, whereas we don't have Kevin Conroy as the voice of Batman here, Kevin Conroy is the voice in Batman Arkham City. And the voice of Batman in Justice League Doom. And what that corner of the room don't realize is he's sitting with them. So let's bring up Kevin Conroy. So, Justice League Doom. Inspired by the town of Bible story. The last script from the late, great Dwayne McDuffie. Directed by Lauren Montgomery.
Yes.
And maybe we should take a look at Justice League Doom. Look at him. Wonder Woman with a cannon. Interesting. So this is kind of a grand reunion for you guys, yes? I mean, for all of us.
Yes, it does. It's like going to a family reunion that you handpicked.
Yeah. Where you like everybody there. Yeah.
Exactly.
You want me to cruise down the list, or you want to bring up?
Yeah, you guys know them all. I brought my cheat sheet. The beautiful Kevin Conroy is Batman. Tim Daly came back to play with us as Superman. Wonder Woman. Carl Lumley did double duty. Carl Lumley played John Jones, and he also played his evil, what, the nemesis? Malafa'ak. So that's Michael Rosenbaum came back to play Flash. David Kaufman, who hadn't played with us for a long time, came back as Jimmy Olsen. Very good.
Bill Morris.
Bill Morris, of course. Bill Morris as Vandal Savage. We're so lucky. Olivia Dabo as Star Sapphire. Thank you. I have your beautiful note. Here it is. Okay, good. And Alexis Denisoff came in also to play Mirror Master again. And then we were very lucky to get some guy named Nathan Fillion. That was pretty cool.
And Bumper Robinson joins the party.
Yes, because we
Cyborg.
didn't have Cyborg. We didn't have Cyborg, so we had Bumper Robinson come in. Bumper Robinson is a wonderful actor that I've known. I think he was maybe 7 years old when I first worked with him. He's now about 37 and has a child of his own. But yeah, he's awesome. So I've hired him once or twice in the last couple of decades.
Did anybody have issues finding the voice again, or was it all kind of a natural fall into
No,
place?
it was really, everybody zipped back into it pretty fast. I don't remember anybody.
Well, the only person who had any problem at all was Michael, only because he was so used to playing the younger, Wally West version of the Flash. And this is actually the Barry Allen version of the Flash. So he would stop himself. He would do a line and he'd go, "Oh no, that sounds like Wally. No, I gotta make him sound more like a grown up." Other than that, everybody else it was just like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Michael swears up and down he's going to join us for one of the premieres, whether it's in New York or Los Angeles, or both. But he does the best Bruce Timm imitation you've ever heard. Yeah. We need to see that on the EC material. Kevin, back in the Batcave again. Inspiring to rejoin the colleagues? I mean, what the...
Well, the great thing about working with people that you've worked with for 20 years is there's sort of a shorthand for working together. You know how each other works, trust each other, and jump right back in. You're not getting to know new people. And there's a lot of trust. And so it's great to have that.
The art design, the character design of this, is that over also?
Yeah, just because we're messed up, we decided to reuse the kind of visual look that we had created for Justice League Crisis on Words, which was really talented. Also, a young animator named Phil Barassa designed all the characters on that. So we reused his designs for this, and then he also designed all of the. He took a pass on all the new characters we here for the first time in the Barassa style, including the Royal Flush Gang, and the Legion of Doom, and all of this. So keep it all consistent with that, even though the voices are all different. Like I said, pretty consistent.
You don't mind, do you? That's what I thought. Dwayne's script, what was the genesis of that? How'd that
It started from the comic Justice League Tower of Babel, which Mark created with we like the central idea that the basic, you guys are familiar with it, not giving too much away. It's, the basic idea is that Batman being the ultra-prepared, you know, kind of dark Boy Scout, and in his own little paranoid way has figured out that, hey, you know, Justice League's very, very powerful. If they ever went bad, somebody needs to be able there to stop them. So Batman comes up with a bunch of different contingency plans to take out each member of the Justice League. And of course, those plans fall into the wrong hands, and that villain puts those plans in motion. And wackiness ensues.
But it makes sense because Batman is the only of the superheroes that doesn't have superpowers. He's mortal, and he only has the wit to get him through. So, and he's a good ring. But so he has to come up with a way. I mean, how could he handle any of these superheroes if anything went wrong? So he comes up with a dossier on each one, how to take them out.
But he doesn't find a place to hide it that's secure. All these great ideas, and he doesn't leave it in the city that can't be cracked.
Well, nobody's
He left it in his iPhone.
Damn that iPhone.
All right, I'm tired of asking the questions, and I got prizes to give away. A couple of signed posters, Batman Year One autograph scripts by the entire cast. To the best questions from the audience. So what you got?
Batman since I was a very small child, and as my life evolved, so has Batman. How has, over the last 20 years, has Batman evolved for you guys, given all that's happened since the first time I heard your voice? And yes, when I do close my eyes when you speak, so I can think that Bruce is actually
When you come to the microphone, say your name.
my name is Elkie Weiss. Pleasure.
For me, it's not so much that Batman has evolved. I mean, he did over the course from Batman through Justice League. The character did kind of evolve a little bit there in a kind of straightforward trajectory. But a lot of that is just circumstance, because when we first did Batman the Animated Series, that was all we really ever intended to do. We never thought that we were going to be doing Superman and Batman and anything beyond that. And my own preference was to keep Batman as a loner in that show. I didn't even really want to team him up with Robin, you know, too much. I thought he worked better as a kind of the quiet, you know, loner vigilante. But then we introduced, you know, Robin and then Batgirl, so the Batman family started getting bigger. Then we put Superman in there, and then he's got to team up with Superman. Then we bring in the Justice League, and now he's got to go to outer space.
But I also think it's that the consistency is important. There's been so much of an evolution.
Right.
He's been very consistent through all these different experiences.
All right. Right down there in the lead on.
Hi, Abraham. I'm really a big fan of your shorts, especially you guys did one with the Spectre on the Japan one, which is very roundhouse, very horror edge-like, and I was wondering if you guys were ever considering doing Vertigo stuff.
We've talked about it. It's definitely a possibility. We just figure out exactly the right property and the right timing. But yeah, it's definitely a possibility.
Over here in the yellow.
My name is JP, and I could gush about what Kevin and Bruce have done. I mean, just huge talents have changed animation of character Batman for me. But I want to ask the lovely Mr. Monroe a question. I'm a voice guy. I like hearing, you know, I'm always listening to that. That's what I focus in on. With people like, you know, they brought in Kevin and other great folks, and we've gotten attached to them, and then over the years, you know, you've had to try different actors out in all different roles. Does that decision come from higher up? Is that something we leave up to you to say, hey, on this movie, let's try, you know, a new cast and see how that works?
It's always a directive that comes from much higher up than I. If I had my way, Kevin would always be Batman. All the other Batmen that I have cast aren't wonderful. It's just that he was my first Batman. You always love your first. But I'm a freelance voice director and a casting director, and so I am hired by various entities to do my work, and they give me the director. And the first question I always ask when I'm being given a project is, can I use Kevin as Batman? Can I use, Mark Hamill as Joker? And sometimes they say yes, and sometimes they say no. So I really, if I want to get hired on the job, I have to do what the job is, and the job sometimes is to leave out.
You do amazing.
Thank
Thank you.
Over here.
Sure, I just like to point out, I have the what Batman do.
That's where the other one went.
Yes, it is. And I'm just so excited to be here. This is my first time seeing Andrea Romano and Kevin Conroy. It was like a couple years since seeing you, so so many questions in my head. Andrea,
Pick one. We gotta keep going.
I know. I just want to ask her a question, but I know I can't. So, Kevin, out of all the Batmans that you've done, the episodes, do you have a favorite episode or villain that has been your foil in the movies, the TV series, the Justice League, any of them?
I have a favorite episode, just from an actor's point of view. It was Perchance to Dream. It's beautifully written. It's beautifully drawn, and for an actor to play so many different voices in the same episode, having to be believably related but distinct, was just, actors love to be challenged, and it was just a lot of fun to pull that off. And the fact that it came out looking so great, I was really happy about it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rob Cash, and I've been a fan of your films and your voice since the very first one. But the best spin-off I've ever seen, and it's so original, was the Batman Beyond. And I'm sorry if it takes you away. Batman Beyond. And I know you touch upon it in the Justice League series. But I think, probably to speak for everyone here, that they would love to see you go back to that in some way again, because that was
Rob, get to the question.
is there any plans to go back to that at all? That's the question, sorry. That's good.
Honestly, it comes up in conversation every now and then, but there's nothing firm in the works at the moment.
Do it.
I'm not saying it couldn't happen. Nothing at the moment,
Thank
but
you.
I would love to do it.
Me too.
All right, over here. By the way, Batman Beyond Complete series is on DVD right now. Yes.
Hi, my name is Miguel Luna. Actually, first, Mr. Conroy. No matter who comes and goes, you are always Batman.
Thank you.
Bruce, thank you for everything that you've done. Everything's just incredible. That's actually a question for Mr. Romano. You've done so many things in so many different genres between Justice League, Batman, Thundercats, and Boondock Saints. Boondocks. Do you have a favorite genre that you've done so far?
No, I like the diversity. I like doing all the different things. I like the fact that I could do a silly SpongeBob episode, and that afternoon I could do Justice League Doom. The completely different styles is what appeals to me. I like it, and I can't say any one of them are my favorite. I do find that when I get doing a lot of action shows, I need the release of a silly cartoony show just personally, especially when we're doing really dark stories. I need that kind of a release just because to get into it. But I like the diversity.
Thank you. When she was really stressed, she called Rob Paulson and hasn't done the pinky voice.
I do.
Yes. All right, Ken, then spit it out.
I don't know if you remember me from San Diego.
How can we forget you? Come on.
So, my question is for Bruce. Now, you've taken perhaps the most well-known characters in all of fiction through several different interpretations. Each interpretation has been different, and each interpretation has been correct. Now, my question is, are you getting pressure from Warner Brothers about the new 52 to perhaps incorporate costume design or character attributes into future projects with these characters?
The answer is going to be a lot shorter than the question. The answer is no.
Over here.
Hey, my name is Amos. I got two quick questions. One, is there any information on the upcoming Dark Knight Returns movie? And two, what does Kevin Conroy Batman have to say to Christian Bale Batman?
What do you say?
What was the first question again?
First question is simple. Dark Knight Returns will be out sometime in 2012 or 2013, but it is being made. And now it's on you, Kevin.
He's terrific. He's great in the role. I admire him.
My question is basically, you said that you didn't expect it to go past like Superman or anything like that. When did you guys realize that it was something that was a powerhouse that was going to stay for years and years to come?
I don't know if there was a eureka moment, but yeah, we finished doing Batman, and then we weren't planning on doing more with DC characters. It was always just planned with Batman. And I went off and worked on the Freakazoid show for a little bit after that. And my boss, Steve McCurdy, came to me and said, "Hey, would we be interested in doing a Superman animated series?" And I went, "Yeah." So then it just all kind of grew out of that, but and then it all just kind of it was a natural progression to go from that to ultimately to Justice League with that detour to that weird Batman Beyond world in the middle of that. So it just I don't know, kept going.
And this question is an open question for the whole panel.
Okay, make it quick.
No, in general, for everybody, when did they realize that it was going to be?
Oh, I don't think that ever really did happen. It was just, we want to make 65 episodes of Superman. Yay. All right, I'd love to. And then let's make 65 episodes of Justice League. Okay. The fans like it. Great. Then we'll make more and we'll keep trying to do a good job. So it's because of you guys.
Yeah, it's all because of you.
Yeah.
It's a reaction.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, number one, we have a signing with these three in about 15 minutes at table 6 in the autographed area. And number two, I've just been told we have time for one more question. Make it a good one. You need to go talk to that guy that's running.
Yeah, that's how you get into this one.
Well, basically, what I was going to ask is basically, really, you got to look at me now?
It's all pressure on you.
I was going to ask, have you ever thought about doing an animated series of Black as Night? Sorry, say that.
Speaking on the microphone a little bit more.
You ever thought about doing an animated series of Black as Night? Like just this movie of it?
It comes up in conversation occasionally. And that's about all I can say about it.
All right, I am being given the wave off sign. We must go now.
Can I buy the DVD since I didn't get to ask my question? Can I buy it since I didn't get to ask my question? I'll be the first person to buy it.
Go on Amazon or there's a comic book store at 43rd and 5th. I think it's selling them already. So, okay, thank you very much. Signing in 15 minutes. Table